Hey guys, it's me, cyoubx, and this is the Gan356 Air Ultimate Magnetic. Because the name is so hard to remember, for the rest of this review I'm going to be referring to the magnetic one as the UM, and the standard one as either just the stock cube or the standard Air 356, 356 Air, some combination of those words. If you watched my first impressions video, this was basically my favorite cube out of the box. I thought it was the best out of any cube that I've ever unboxed on this channel, and I still think that that's true. However, after doing about 850 solves on this, I have to say that the cube actually got a lot worse. But before we get into the issues I had with this cube, I think it'd be nice to just go over the general traits of both cubes. So the UM performs essentially the same as the regular 356. Corner cutting is over 45 degrees, and anything past that is just a reverse corner cut. However, on the regular 356 Air, I did see one issue, which was on smaller corner cuts there would be some catching because of how the corners grace the centerpieces. However, that's not an issue on the UM version of this cube because of how the magnets are placed. Another difference is the stickers. On the regular 356, there are these half-bright shades, which I kind of like except for this orange, whereas on the UM version, they actually have full brights on there. The pieces between the 356 and the UM version are also essentially the same. Now, of course, in the UM version, there's going to be magnets inside, so the cube's a little bit heavier, and compared to the standard 356 Air, again, this is not the ultimate version, I would say that the weights are actually pretty similar. So if you have the standard Air, and you like the weight of this cube, then you're going to also like the weight of the UM version. But the biggest difference between these two cubes is actually the feel. The regular 356 is pretty smooth and it's relatively quiet. Depending on the springs that you put in there, the speed of the cube can vary quite a lot. I found that yellow springs work the best for me in the 356 Air. To get the same feel as far as speed and overall performance goes, I actually went with the purple springs in the UM version. There's very little tactile feedback in the 356 Air, and so if the springs are too loose, you just can't feel what you're turning. Of course, with the UM, this isn't an issue because the magnets just hold everything together and the cube just feels a lot more stable as a result. And essentially between these two cubes, that's the biggest difference, is the magnets and how they affect the cube. So feel-wise, the UM is actually not that smooth. You definitely feel the bumps when you make quarter turns. You can definitely see the cube stutter as I'm making these quarter turns, and it's overall just a very bumpy cube now. The good news is that it's very difficult to misalign the layers because of the magnets. Even though the cube can corner cut more than 45 degrees, you almost never need it because every single turn lines up almost perfectly. However, the problem with the magnets is, in my opinion, they're far too strong, and they feel like 4x2mm and 50 magnets to me, and I know for some people that's way too strong, including myself. So in my unboxing I said that this cube was like the best thing ever, and I really didn't notice how strong the magnets were. In fact, I thought they were perfect. But after doing so many solves on this cube, I just feel like the magnets are definitely a detriment to this cube, and I was wondering why that is. I've come to the conclusion that when I was doing the unboxing video, I was mostly doing triggers and really fast algorithms, and in those cases when I'm doing really fast turning, the magnets just can't really be felt because you're turning so quickly and you're using so much force anyway. But when you're doing a full solve and you're doing F2L or just trying to do cross F2L transition, then the magnets are actually quite noticeable and in most cases pretty distracting. So I actually tried a bunch of different turn styles on this cube, and I did not get the same results with all of them. With really fast spam turning, I got about the same speeds on the UM as I did on basically any other cube, but when I tried to slow down and really focus on look ahead and other things like that, the UM actually gave me times that were about 0.4 seconds slower than other cubes. So what this tells me is that this cube is actually really good for people who just have really fast turning and they don't really care about pauses. So overall, depending on your turn style, I think the magnets are fine, but it would be nice if Gan offered something where the magnets were a lot weaker. And that's actually something that I wish Gan would do, is offer different magnetic strengths for this cube. It seems like Gan's business model is to essentially create a cube that's suitable for every single cuber. So to me, it's a little bit disappointing that the UM currently only has one set of magnets that can be purchased. And in fact, it's not even something that's in the middle, it's actually something quite extreme, which I think most people would not like. Maybe in the future they'll have a customization option where you can actually choose the strength of the magnets that are put in there, but at least in my version, which could potentially be different than the retail version, the magnets are extremely strong. Another thing that I'm not a huge fan of about this cube is that the pieces are actually glued shut, so you can't even take them apart in order to fix the magnets in case they're broken or anything like that. And again, for a cube that's basically designed for speed cubers, I find this a really odd choice. Another issue, of course, is that the magnets could fall out, and because the pieces are glued together, there's no way for you to put the magnets back to where they were. Gan does offer an extra corner piece and an extra edge piece in case something does go wrong, but for a $50 cube, you would probably want something that's a little bit more robust. And finally, another issue I have with this cube is that it currently only comes in black plastic, and I know a lot of people are into stickerless cubes or just other colored plastic, so if you're someone who likes other colored plastic, then unfortunately you're gonna have to wait. So one thing I haven't really talked about yet is the price of the cube. On Gan's website it's $47.37, which is in honor of Felix's world record, and I don't really know if that price is worth it. I think given the price of the Ultimate, the markup from the Ultimate to the UM is actually pretty good. I think it's only roughly $5, and what you get is a cube that has magnets, but it's also tensioned and lubed. But when you really think about it, you're essentially paying $50 for a 3x3. I think you'd be better off getting like a Yan 3 and then modding it yourself with some N50 magnets, which is currently my main speed cube. But if you do want the best cube out of the box, the Gan356 Air UM is the best cube. That being said, this cube is really expensive, which is why I'm actually going to be giving away one of these in this video. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment below. And once this video hits 350 likes, I'll just pick someone from the comment section. Another question that a lot of people seem to have in my last video was whether or not this cube was actually mass-produced. So I think the pieces are slightly different. This is a cube that's mass-produced for use with magnets, and so in that sense, it is kind of a mass-produced magnetic puzzle. I don't think there's any real performance differences between modding your own Ultimate versus getting a UM. I do still think this is the best cube out of the box, and it's definitely main-worthy. However, keep in mind that if you're going for a more controllable, slow-turning cube, then this might not be the best option. Also, if you're a Ru user, this might not be the best cube for you because I think the M slices are a little bit stiff. But if you're someone with fast turning or you just want a cube that feels very stable because of magnets, then this is a really good option. If you have any questions about this cube, then feel free to leave a comment below. Otherwise, thanks again to Gan for sending this cube, and thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the giveaway, and until next time, toodles. Literally no one can remember what this cube is called. I've recorded the intro about 15 times now because this name is so stupid.